Most people don't pay attention to pennies anymore. When they receive one as change from a store, they often drop it into a jar, leave it in their car, or forget about it completely. For many people, a penny feels almost worthless. But in the fascinating world of coin collecting, that tiny coin could sometimes hold an incredible secret. Imagine picking up a simple penny from your pocket and discovering that it could actually be worth $46,500. It may sound unbelievable, but this possibility has made one particular coin extremely famous among collectors. The mysterious 1983D Lincoln cent. At first glance, this coin looks exactly like every other penny produced in the 1980s. It carries the portrait of Abraham Lincoln on the front and the classic design used on millions of pennies during that time. To the average person, there's nothing unusual about it. But collectors know that sometimes the most ordinary-looking coins can hide extraordinary stories. The penny itself belongs to the well-known Lincoln cent series, which was first introduced. In 1909, this coin was created to celebrate the 100th anniversary of Abraham Lincoln's birth. It was also historically important because it was the first regular U.S. coin to feature the portrait of a real, historical person. Since its introduction, the United States Mint has produced billions upon billions of these pennies. They have been minted in several locations, including Philadelphia, San Francisco, and the famous Denver Mint. Coins produced in Denver carry a small letter D below the date, which helps collectors identify where the coin was made. During the early 1980s, the United States faced a small but important economic problem involving pennies. The cost of copper had increased so much that the metal inside each penny was becoming more valuable than the coin's face value. In simple terms, it was costing the government more than 1 cent to produce a 1-cent coin. Because of this issue, the United States Mint decided to change the metal composition of the penny. In 1982, the Mint stopped producing mostly copper. Pennies and switched to a new design made from zinc with a very thin copper coating. The new pennies looked almost identical to the older ones, but they were lighter and cheaper to produce. This transition period has created a unique situation in coin production. When a mint changes the metal used to make coins, there is always a possibility that leftover metal blanks from the previous composition may still be present in the machinery. These metal blanks, called planchets, are the round discs that eventually become coins when they are struck with a design. If a leftover copper planchet accidentally entered the minting press during 1983, the machine could stamp it with the 1983 design. The result would be a coin that should technically not exist. A 1983D penny struck on a copper planchet instead of the newer zinc one. This kind of mistake is known as a mint error. And mint errors are among the most exciting discoveries in the world of coin collecting. Why? Because mint errors are usually extremely rare. While billions of normal coins may exist, only a few error coins might have been created accidentally during production. Sometimes, there may be only 1 or 2 examples known to collectors. When rumors of the possible copper 1983D Lincoln cent began circulating, collectors immediately became interested. Experts realized that if such a coin existed, it could become one of the most valuable modern pennies ever discovered, and that's exactly what sparked a nationwide treasure hunt. Coin collectors, hobbyists, and even ordinary people began searching through jars of old pennies, hoping to find one of these rare coins. People checked their pocket change, visited banks to obtain rolls of pennies, and spent hours examining each coin carefully. What makes the search so interesting is that the difference between a common penny and a rare one can be incredibly small. One of the most important clues is weight. A normal zinc penny produced after 1982 weighs approximately 2.5 grams. A copper penny weighs about 3.1 grams. That difference of just a few tenths of a gram can reveal whether a coin might be made from the wrong metal. Because of this, many collectors use small digital scales to test their coins. If a 1983D penny weighs closer to 3.1 grams, it might indicate that the coin was struck on a copper planchet, if verified by professional experts. Such a coin could be worth $46,500 or more depending on its condition. The idea that a single penny could be worth thousands of dollars is what makes coin collecting so exciting. It turns ordinary change into a mystery waiting to be solved. History has shown that valuable coins are often discovered in the most unexpected places. Some have been found in old family collections passed down through generations. Others have appeared in jars of spare change sitting on kitchen shelves for decades. There are even stories of rare coins being discovered in loose change from grocery stores. This means the possibility still exists that somewhere out there is hidden among millions of ordinary pennies. A rare 1983 D Lincoln cent copper heir might still be waiting to be discovered. Imagine the moment when someone finally notices the slightly heavier weight of the coin, checks it carefully, and realizes they might be holding a piece of numismatic history. That single penny could change everything, and that is exactly why collectors continue searching today, carefully examining every penny they find, because sometimes the smallest coin can hold the biggest surprise, and somewhere in the world, a tiny 1983D penny worth up to $46,500 might still be hiding in plain sight. Asterisk, after collectors first started talking about the mysterious 1983D Lincoln cent, curiosity quickly spread throughout the coin collecting community. What had once been an ordinary penny suddenly became the center of attention among hobbyists, treasure hunters, and professional numismatists. Everyone wanted to know the same thing. Could a penny from 1983 really be worth $46,500? To understand why this question created so much excitement, we need to look deeper into what was happening during that time. In the early 1980s, the United States Mint faced a serious challenge. The price of copper had risen so high that producing pennies using the traditional copper mixture had become expensive. In fact, the metal inside the coin was beginning to cost more than the value of the coin itself. Because of this growing problem, the Mint made an important decision in 1982. Instead of using mostly copper to produce pennies, they changed the composition of the coin. The new pennies would now be made mostly from zinc, with only a thin outer layer of copper to keep the familiar color that people expected. This change may have sounded simple, but inside the minting facilities, it created a complicated transition. Millions of copper blanks had already been produced before the change took place. These metal discs, called planchets, were waiting to be struck into coins. When the new zinc planchets were introduced, there was a short period where both types of metal could potentially exist inside the production system. One of the most important facilities involved in penny production during this time was the famous Denver Mint. Coins produced there carried the small letter D beneath the date, identifying their origin. In 1983, billions of pennies were struck at this location alone. With such a massive number of coins being produced every day, the minting presses worked almost non-stop. Huge machines stamped thousands of coins every hour, and the process moved incredibly fast. In such an environment, even a tiny mistake could slip through unnoticed. This is where the mystery of the 1983D penny truly begins. During the production process, if a leftover copper planchet from earlier batches accidentally entered the press, the machine would stamp the 1983 design onto it just like any other coin. The press would not know the difference between a copper planchet and a zinc one. It would simply strike the design and send the finished coin into circulation. That single moment could create a coin that technically should never have existed. Imagine the scene inside the mint. Thousands of shiny zinc planchets moving along conveyor systems, dropping into powerful presses and being stamped with the image of Abraham Lincoln. Everything moving fast, everything following the normal routine. And then, hidden among the zinc blanks, one copper planchet slips through. The press strikes it with enormous pressure. In a fraction of a second, an impossible coin is born. A 1983D Lincoln cent made of copper instead of zinc. Because of the composition change that happened the previous year, such a coin should not have been produced. But history has shown many times that the minting process is not always perfect. Small errors have created some of the most valuable coins ever discovered. When collectors realized that such an error might exist, their curiosity turned into determination. Coin experts began studying pennies from 1983 more carefully than ever before. They examined the color of the metal, the shine of the surface, and most importantly, the weight of the coin. Weight became the key clue in solving the mystery. A normal zinc penny produced after the composition change weighs about 2.5 grams. In contrast, an older copper penny weighs approximately 3.1 grams. That difference of only a few tenths of a gram might seem insignificant, but for coin collectors, it is a critical detail. If a 1983 penny weighed around 3.1 grams, it could indicate that the coin was struck on the wrong metal planchet. This discovery triggered what many collectors describe as one of the most exciting modern treasure hunts in numismatic history.